me, Miss Jackson, and this is Reality Junkie. How is it? How is everyone today? Great, and we're gonna cover reality TV and some other drama, and I can give my opinion on it. I love it when I can talk to you guys, so I can give my opinion and I can get it across, and you can hear me, and it's nobody arguing back and forth or debating what I feel and how I should feel. Um, just got finished watching Love and Hip Hop reunion, the third and the final part of the reunion show, whatever. I got my baby lips on. um, okay. So we all know that Nico leaked the tape and it's just like beating a dead horse because he's gonna stick to his word. And I mean, that's what liars do. They go to believe in their own lies, and he has to stick to the story because if he changes the story, then his lie is all messed up. So he has to stick to the same story every time, no matter what. But as much as everyone wants to put the fault on Nico, that's where I disagree at. Like Mimi agreed to do it. The tape was leaked. And then she filmed another tape with a whole production and everything. She didn't have to do that. She chose to do that. Like, so, I mean, she wanted the coins, so she says. And then she tried to make it like the video made history. I'm going to be a part of history, and it's going to be because of a porn tape. Yeah, okay. That doesn't sit right with me. But Ariel, is that her name? Her best friend, who really got on my nerve throughout the three installments of the reunion show with that black lipstick on it, where I wasn't feeling it whatsoever. But I understand because I have a friend. I have friends. I have a best friend. I have best friends, good friends. And when it comes to your friends and when you guys are close, you are passionate about your friends. And please believe, don't fuck with them. And that's real talk. Like, if you have a friend and you guys are really friends, you already know, like, you can say a whole lot of shit to me, but don't fuck with that bitch. And I'm not playing with you because that's my friend. And don't say nothing or do anything towards that friend, or else it's gonna be a problem. But at some point, I want her friend, Mimi's friend, to shut up and have a seat. God darn it. It's like Mimi is her woman. No shade, no tea. I'm just saying, like, she's just irritating. Her opinion is overwhelming. The way she feels about the situation is overwhelming. But at the same time, is it just so you can keep the camera on you and you can stay relevant? That's the question. Because I just don't understand, like, why is it any of your business? I agree with what Deb said, but when she said that I dropped my ice cream sandwich, it's all bad because I'm picking that up. Nothing got on. I'm back. I agree with Dad said that Mimi was a woman and she owned up to everything. And maybe Nico, it's your turn to own up to something. But hey, if he don't, he don't. Keep it moving. At the end of the day, when they were done talking about Nico and Mimi, Mimi admitted that they're still having sex and they're not together, and she knows, and we all know that he's married. So now it's Nene's life. Let her live it the way she wants to live it, and that's what she's been expressing to everybody. This is her. So either love me for me or shit, sit over there. But to always talk about it is just like, when does it stop? Okay. I have to get it together. I was talking to a friend who made me see things a little different, but not a lot different. She said that Jocelyn was a woman to her word, and she said when she saw Althea, she was gonna beat her ass. True statement. One thing, and I have said this in other videos, Jocelyn gets on my nerve at times, but the one thing she is very real because she sticks to her word, and nothing is stray off. This last season though, she was a tad bit animated. And what I mean by that is that she came off not as real as she usually come off. I do believe that Stevie uses her as a puppet and she tried to break away from being that puppet to remain the person that she is, but that's neither here or there. I don't even know where to start with these people. But I feel like they are not married. And I feel like Stevie J knows that if he don't does Jocelyn right, that it's a possibility that she could let the cat out the bag, and she's on the edge with letting the cat out of the bag. Every relationship has its issues, its ups, its downs, and a lot of women deal with a lot of things. So what you do in your relationship might not be what I do in my relationship. But what I did see from Stevie J and Jocelyn is they're no Beyonce or Jay Z. They don't know how to act for the camera. Because when you're in front of the camera, I feel like we should be on the same page. Meaning, if we have to rehearse this the night before, so be it. Because we're all looking for something to show me that what you want it to be and trying to say it is, it really isn't. When he said that she needed therapy and she was like, no, it was all bad because it read in her face. Like she was trying to keep it together, but she couldn't keep it together because she was really irritated because it must be a conversation that they didn't had before, and she already said that she didn't need therapy. But to say she need therapy, I would say that they both need therapy. They also need rehab. Giving them their own show, yeah, okay. I don't agree with that. That's a different conversation, but I'm gonna pull it right on into this. So I don't know if you guys heard, but Stevie J and Jocelyn got a spinoff. But what will the show be about? Is it about this make believe career she has? Because I do feel like the career is make believe. I'm sorry. But I don't see, like, I don't hear, I don't know, like, anything, nothing. Just her acting a fucking fool. But anyway, what is the show gonna be based off of when in reality their storyline is everybody's storyline on the show? Because Jocelyn beefs with everyone. Stevie J doesn't have Benzino to be his best friend no more. So it's just the two of them. So now what? Who we see her fighting with? The maid? Mimi when she drops the daughter off? Like who I don't see it being interesting. Like so it's not I don't know. I just don't see it. I personally don't see it. But anyway, they wasn't on the same page during their interview, and Jocelyn was getting irritated. I just feel like it's just all for TV. I think the fame did go to her head, and it's not even no real fame. I mean, it's like when you on Bad Girls Club and the season is over, nothing happens after that. It doesn't. Benzino and Althea are becoming my favorite couple. Ice cream sandwich good, sorry y'all. My favorite couple. Althea and her cute little self and how she always remains a lady. And Benzino is going to fight for her to the end. I thought that this could have been like some type of small fake love, but I followed both of them on Instagram and Twitter, and I think it might be real. It could be, but was Stephen upset? And he's one of the producers with Mona Scott, and I think Mona Scott sends him out because she knows that we're over her and all the commotion that she's creating. So she's trying to stay in an executive producer's seat back there, and that's good. So she sends Stephens out, and they cussing him out too because I too feel that this shit was orchestrated. Security, I'm sorry, security really wasn't security, and I don't mean to talk about last week's episode, but just to touch on last week's episode, wasn't security. And I don't know if you guys was paying attention to when Deb said that. She was like, security, it isn't no way that everything that happened, and y'all had like 15 big ass men and nobody could control two people. Like they wasn't escorted off the set immediately. They was wild animals immediately. And they wasn't escorted off the stage. I just feel like I'm all about getting my money, and I understand that some people do whatever they need to do to get money. But I feel like Mona Scott, and I know this takes us off the subject, but I have to talk about this when I'm talking about love and hip hop. I just feel like she is doing the absolute most. And I just feel like she's portraying black women because that's who's on the show acting a fool and looking crazy in the wrong type of light. I feel like she does orchestrate. I don't feel like security was security. I feel like it was laxed ass security because all that shouldn't happen. That commotion, it should have been resolved quickly. And then when you watch it, because I watched it more than once, and I'm talking about last week episode, and I know I hate to talk about last week episode, and I talked about last week episode, but when I watched it, when you see security handling everyone else, security pushed the shit out of there. While she wasn't a real threat, security was handling certain people. They just wasn't handling the people they needed to handle. Yet the cameras were still rolling. You feel me? Exactly. So, but that's neither here nor there. So, I didn't, when Benzino came on with his slight attitude, I felt that slight attitude because the one thing I expect when I go to work is my safety within my area. I want it should be secure. Like, I think that's what I deserve. I work here, I work for you. You should make sure I'm safe. Don't put me in an unsafe environment. And that's what happened with them. They was in an unsafe environment and nobody tamed the wild animals. And I understood that. So now you want me to come to work and explain to you what happened? No, I want to talk about it. Let's talk about you didn't do your job, Stefan. So I got Benzino on there. But I enjoyed the way they carried themselves and they got it together. And they were on one page, and when they wasn't on that page, they wasn't whispering. He was like, "No, babe, say no comment. Don't say nothing behind that." And as a woman and in her role, she was like, "Okay, baby, like it wasn't even no. I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna say no comment because that's what my man said. So I'm gonna follow along. I'm not gonna lead because." Clearly, my man is the leader, and that's how a woman is supposed to be. Like when it comes to a situation like this, um, I guess Jocelyn and CBJ brings ratings, but at some point I think it should be some type of consequence, like real consequences in the show, because I almost feel like they promote what they do. And I watch a lot of reality TV, and even though I might not talk about it on here or every show I watch, but I enjoy reality TV. So I watch things like Little Women, from Mary to the Braxtons, and a lot of these shows have the same drama without people pulling people wigs off and security is always needed. A lot of these shows have that drama, and I can enjoy that because that's almost real to life. If I fall out with my friend, we don't need security. If my friend man don't like my man, we don't need security. We just don't interact all together. So it's like real life, except for we don't have a camera crew. I love the drama. That's what reality TV gives you. It's supposed to be unscripted, and you just don't know what's going to happen, and you can't predict what's going to happen because we're real people and blah, blah, blah. But when it's like this, and I don't agree with it. And Shani O'Neal showed me as a woman that was getting coins for a show. At some point you have to pull out of some everything your name can be on, and every coin isn't a good coin because it's a reflection of you, and the reflection always go back to Mona Scott because she gives them this stage to do this. I'm gonna watch Love and Hip Hop LA. I'm gonna watch Love and Hip Hop. I love it. Like the only one that's extremely scripted to me is New York, but I'm gonna watch LA. But I'm just saying, like, if Mona Scott sees this, no shade, no tea. I just, what you promote as a black woman, that Jocelyn thing, even though she said and she kept it real, I wish it wouldn't have happened the way it happened. It was just an awful situation. That's all I have to say about Love and Hip Hop. Monday stars Love and Hip Hop LA. I am so hyped about this and the cast, and I just can't wait to come back and talk to you guys about that. Moving right along. Now, I'm a girl's girl, but when I'm with my man, I'm his girl, and I only watch football when I have to watch football. And the same for all other sports. Like, I'm not really a sports girl, but I know the calls and I know the plays and all that BS. So you know where I'm going with this, with the Ray Rice situation and the way the NFL handled it and blah blah blah. Okay, so every day, if you ever notice, like I feel like when a video comes out, we have to watch every single piece to try to piece together what was going on, especially the elevators because they don't have no sound. We just get a visual. All right, so we see them walking in. This is me. I'm gonna explain this. We see them walking in, right? We see her tap him, whether they're drunk arguing. I feel like she like tapped him. She didn't hit him for real. So on the elevator, what they're saying happened was she spit at him. A natural reaction, I feel like, if a MF spits on you, is to probably slap you or something, spit back on you. All right. So I saw the video and I saw it in slow motion, and of course I watched it again. He did. Then a freak accident happens. She hits her head on the rail. Clearly, it was the rail that knocked her out. He didn't knock her out. Like when I watched it in slow motion, I didn't see him knock her out. I saw her head hit the rail. That's a bad dude. I was more upset with the way he handled her after the situation. I didn't see no love in it. And the way she fell out from where I was seeing it, I didn't feel like she was faking. I instantly saw her body go limp, and I'm like, oh, Lord, Jesus, fix it. Like, what is going on? But the way he handled her, it was no love in that. Like, a lot of relationships get physical, and it might not stay physical in respect to that. Like, we might have one physical altercation, and then that's the end. Like, that's not for us, and I don't never want us to get mad like that, and that's our agreement. Nobody can say they never been in a relationship and ain't nobody passed no licks, because we do. I know we do. Grown people, we do that. But the way he handled her afterwards, like the way he kicked her leg, and I feel like when he kicked her leg, it was like, bitch, get up. The way he attempted to drag her up the elevator, up, security's here. Okay, now all this happened. She wakes up in the video. She's still like, what the hell going on? All right, my thoughts. If it was that serious, she wouldn't have married him after this. And then I believe that it's their business after that. I feel like the NFL possibly did know about this situation and just kept it, you know what I'm saying, under the rug, and he got a smack on his wrist. TMZ releases it, and it gets serious. But this man had been fired from the NFL, period. I'm not saying that what he did was right. I'm saying that in reality, facts is what he did to her doesn't affect what he does at work. So why was he fired from his job? She forgave him and chose to still marry him. That is in their business. A lot of things happen in a lot of houses with a man and a woman that nobody knows about, and it's none of our business. And let's sip our tea, and we can have an opinion, and that's cool with your opinion. But to affect you, for this to go this far, I think it went too far. Did he do a lot? He did do a lot, because as a man, I look at you as a strong person, so I'm feeling like you should be able to control yourself and conduct yourself. A woman is emotional, so the way we act isn't the way a man is going to act, and I don't expect a man to act like that. I don't. I don't think a man should ever hit a woman. I don't care what she does, but I have a son, and I want my son to protect himself, and I know that a girl, a female, can get out of hand sometimes. And I'm not saying beat her like you would beat a guy, but if you have to shake her up, push her down, restrain her, do what you need to do to protect yourself. But you should never be somewhere beating the hell out of a girl. Never. I don't see a reason for that. And I don't, because a man can hit a woman one time and she'll have a seat. Let's be real. But I just feel like the NFL did the most, and I think they did the most. I do feel like the media is the reason why they did the most. Today, his wife tweeted, and she said that the media has ruined her life. You ruined her life because you fired her husband, and now they don't have a source of an income. Now what? Like the media got in something that did not have anything to do with it. The media. I understand it's your job to report it, but at some point, I don't know. I was on Facebook, I was on Instagram, and it was just like, it was on the news. It was just like nonstop, like, and it did make a lot. And I just felt like the NFL made their decision. They had made it earlier and suspended him for 2 games, but then they had came back 2 hours later and said he was fired. That was a lot. Like I feel like it could have been a better judgment call on that. So it is what it is. That's just my opinion. And again, I'm not condoning a man hitting a woman, not at all. And I wasn't even mad about him hitting her. I was mad at the way he handled her after she had clearly passed out. It wasn't like she had salanged his ass. Okay, this has been Miss Jackson, and I have talked past my time today. I hope you guys enjoyed my video as I asked you all the time. Friends of friends, I see you guys, and I know what you watch on YouTube and on Facebook. Do that for me. Like my videos, share my videos, so the word can get out, and not only you can see this, someone else can see this, and maybe I can be discovered someday. This has been Miss Jackson, who is me, and this is Reality Junkie. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Toodles. Ha ha ha.